Let's talk Cheaha, people. So I have a pair of Trumans. I wanted to dig a little deeper into my green Cheaha boots that I've probably had them a couple years now. And I'm trying to think, this is the second pair of Trumans that I got. I'm pretty sure it's the second one. If memory serves, I have 5. So these are the green Cheaha. I can always tell how much I've worn my boots by how worn out the tissue paper is that I keep them in. At some point I'm going to have to replace it, right? But that's what they come packaged in. I'm a big fan of the shoe bags, but Truman at least gives you a box. So their boxes are really good. So these are my green Cheaha Trumans. And I kind of introduced you to these in a video where I covered all my Trumans over just a few minutes. But I really wanted to take a deep dive. This is one of my top pairs of boots, one of my favorites. So you see we have the cap toe there, and orange stitching is what they've used on these. I would call that antique brass hardware, and the Goodyear welt goes 3/4 of the way around. It's a 270-degree welt. You can see these boots have taken a beating because guess what? They can. That's what they're good at. And I'm going to suggest that this is one of the most comfortable leathers. I was trying to research Cheaha, and I did find there are a lot of other products that are made with this leather, bags and that kind of thing. And was only able to get out of it that it's full of waxes and oils, and it's American, and it's renowned for its pull-up. So yeah, it has pretty decent pull-up there. And that, I mean, these boots have been through the ringer. The other noteworthy feature is the Truman specific commando sole, which I'm fairly convinced that the reason they don't have the lugs extending to the edge of the boot is because it's so much easier to stitch. And I don't feel like it's necessary to have the lug extend. To me, it doesn't feel any different. If anything, they might be a little bit lighter weight than your Vibram soles with the lugs going all the way out. So I'd be curious what you all think about that. I did see a Reddit post where someone was like, why do they do that? And I get it. It almost seems like it's a little less than the Vibram soles. On the other hand, I can see why, obviously that's going to be a lot easier to sew on, right? You're not sewing through the lugs. I do like the yellow stitching, by the way. And there we have, let me face this the right way, Truman boots. So it's got their names. This is their specific commando sole. I mean, it holds up really well. So one thing I can tell you about these boots is that I went to Norway in March. Norway in March, can you imagine? Why would I choose March? In fact, somebody asked me, isn't it going to be like really dark? I'm like, well, by then it's the vernal equinox, so it's the same dark across the world, right? 12 hours, 12 hours. So that wasn't an issue, but it was still cold, and I did kind of luck out. I didn't run into snow, especially because I wasn't like in the southern part. I wasn't in Oslo or something. I was up in Trondheim, actually doing some research for my novels because I have characters from there. But when I was deciding what boots am I going to wear, I'm only going to bring one pair of shoes, no slippers, nothing, just boots. And this was the pair that got the nod. And I was so glad that I made that decision because they really took a beating. Let's see if you can see the Truman branding inside. Hopefully you can kind of get a glimpse of that. I do like their branding with their dog, Truman. I like dogs, so yeah, that makes me happy too. But in any case, so I was over there for a week, walking everywhere. I'm trying to think. I rode the tram once so I could get up on top of some mountains, and I took some really cool pictures. But other than that, it was just a ton of walking all over Trondheim, and it was great. I highly recommend. Wonderful place to visit. People were really nice. They speak English wonderfully, and the breakfast bar at the hotel was to die for. But in any case, I probably walked at least 10 miles a day in these boots, and they protected my feet beautifully. They held up like a champ. This leather does really well in all kinds of weather, and it's also really comfortable. So for the level of toughness that this leather is, I think it's remarkably comfortable. And of course, with the cap toe on these boots, they protect your feet all the more just because of that extra additional layer of leather. And these have the same leather tongue as the rest of the boot, which I really like. And these wonderful leather laces, which I really appreciate because they're just so easy to adjust and they flex just enough with your foot to stay comfortable. But, you know, you can tell, I mean, I made some inroads, and in particular, you could see how there were a lot of rocks that I had to walk on. So the sole has some little indentations here and there that it's probably easier for me to see than for you in the camera there. But even in the middle here, you can see, you know, I walked on a lot of different surfaces, uphill, downhill, even on ice and snow. They don't do too well on the ice, so I'm just gonna be very honest there. But you can see even the threads managed to take a hit there because of all the walking I did. So I do enjoy wearing these in the winter, apart from, you know, ice, not the best thing. But for snow and even slush, you know, they can handle it really well, and they protect your feet, but they're also comfortable. And as with all my boots, I wear these with wool socks that I knit myself. And the combination of the wool with the leather insulating your foot, it keeps out damp, but it also keeps in the warm. And, you know, I'll like plow my driveway, shovel my driveway with these on, no problem. I've almost kind of given up on wearing those insulated winter boots. I suppose if it was minus 30, you know, I might rethink that. But between these and wool socks, I can wear these in, you know, 0-degree weather, no problem. They're extremely comfortable. The fit is generous down here, and it hugs you up here. So it's got a, you know, a nice collar going around on the top, but it's also just still leather, so it's not like they're doctoring that with some kind of extra reinforcement. It's just an extra layer. So yeah, this is one of my favorite pairs of Trumans, and you know, I like all my Trumans, but honestly, I hold a warm spot in my heart for these, partly because they're green. I suppose you could argue they're Christmassy, right? Because they're green. I could wear them with red socks. I need to make more red socks. But the way that they baby my feet, but they don't baby the elements, it's like just the perfect combination. And these come in a blue. I've also seen there's a plum Cheaha leather. It makes me wonder if there are any other colors besides those total of 3. Wouldn't it be nice to have these in a plum? Oh, that would be so cool. So, but at least they make the navy. So in any case, I thought I would just give you a chance to take these in a little more. I think they do kind of come in and out over at Truman, that you can get them. And especially if this is an American leather, you know, you would think that it would be readily available. And I highly recommend. I hope you enjoyed this video. And just let me know your thoughts. Have a great day. Ciao!